Noble ones, I can finally talk about this. Finally, I can talk about this. What are you on about? I don't know. It's Asmongold. He can finally talk about this, is what I should have said. I just read the title. Let's go. What is this about? What is this about?
There has been a lot of posts about this, and I have held my tongue, and I haven't said anything at all. So if I go...
Ooh, it's the one about Mizkif, isn't it? Mizkif trying to say, oh, look at this racist to use the N-word. Oh, I can't wait. Destroy him, wipe the floor with him.
Go back and I look at the original post. Mizkif blocked me on Twitter. So
coward.
Yeah, he has me blocked now, right? So this is a tweet that he made a couple of days ago that went semi-viral.
Let's have a look at the tweet. Wait. So the tweet is, come on. Hey, Asmongold, you gonna react to your Queen Emiru's 48 minutes of lies? Or do you want to keep hating on her, saying how cool you are for using the N-word as passwords? A 33-year-old Emiru sent this to me in a screenshot years ago. This is ridiculous. First and foremost, the lack of honor and decency with a person using something that was sent privately. This is disgusting already. But you might be like, what do you mean? That's disgusting, but not the usage of the N-word. I don't believe a word from Mizkif, so this is definitely misconstrued. 100% it's not. What? So if Mizkif says that Asmongold in this screenshot was saying that he used the N-word as his password, it means it didn't happen automatically. So let's hear what Asmongold has to say.
Viral about me. So a little bit of context. Yeah. Mizkif sued me for defamation. And in the process of suing me for defamation, I have not spoken about this at all.
Intelligent man, following the suggestions, the advice of his lawyers.
Since then. Now, ever since then, he's been talking about me all the time. He's been having, nothing but things to say about me. I haven't really said anything about him. Basically, what happened is that his ego,
he can't control it. He can't control it. He's like a petulant, screaming, angry, feminist woman with blue haircut and a septum ring on her period. That's Mizkif right there. No disrespect to regular women, by the way, but that.
Sued me for defamation, and the ironic thing is that one day before, because actually last night, my case was dismissed. His lawsuit.
Yes. Waste your money, motherfucker, Mizkif. That's it. We need the filter. We need the filter for this. No. You don't get it. We need the filter. I'm not messing around here. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Asmongold for the victor! Mizkif loser!
That he brought against me for defaming him was dismissed. It was a recommended decision by the magistrate judge, and then the actual judge adopted that recommendation and dismissed my lawsuit, his lawsuit against me. Yes. And so because of that, I am going to be talking about this. I didn't talk about it originally because, again, I knew I was almost at the finish line, and I know people were like, XQC was like, well, it's a 99% chance you're not going to get in trouble. Yeah, but how many 1% mounts do I have, right?
How many 1% mounts do I have? You can't fault the logic.
And so I just said, okay, I'm going to wait and give it a minute. These are screenshots provided by Mizkif. It says, a creative, huh? And then this is me typing, I guess... So this is the context, right? So this is people thought, because Mizkif presented this, this is what he said. Do you want to keep hitting on her? The N-word passwords at 33 years old. He's basically accusing me of using the N-word as my password. Where in any of this have I spoken about a password at all?
You see, guys, it's not about politics. This is about the truth. Does the truth matter to you or no? And if the answer is no, I don't care. I don't care about the truth. I just want to support Mizkif because he has my politics, which, by the way, what kind of politics are there? Mizkif laughed at the death of Charlie Kirk. Is that even a political position at this point? Or is it just degeneracy? But whatever. Why? Why would you support someone who literally lies?
There is no indication of it being a password. He completely manufactured
He made it up.
Like, of all the things that you're going to accuse me of, this was completely a lie. And it was a complete lie. Like, it was made up out of nothing. So, like, I'm talking really creative shit like that. Screenshotted JK. Now, I'm not going to share the entire context around why Mizkif has the screenshot, but this is one thing that I can say. is that at the bottom of this, and he can't joke around with it because I know he could, because I know he would because of OTK. And basically I'm saying like Mizkif can't joke around with this kind of stuff because of OTK, and it puts him in a position where, you know, he can't be the usual guy that he is. Does this sound like a person who's talking about somebody who they don't like? This sounds like me talking.
So this is when they were friends. My gosh, the stabbing in the back from that scumbag. All right, so what was the N-word in that situation then?
About a friend. And that's because me, Mizkif, and Imru at this time were all friends. The context behind why this was shared, I think, Mizkif, maybe you should provide the context why you have this screenshot. Why do you have this screenshot from Imru explaining all of this? Because I'm not upset about this at all. This was all shared, and all this was happening when we were all friends. So he should explain why he has the context to this screenshot. And I think that will be very revealing. Anyway, at a certain point, he wasn't, so this is it. At a certain point, he wasn't even using the word anymore. The funny thing about it is that I was talking about a completely different person. This is the actual context of what was said.
Facts and receipts, let's go.
So basically, she was complaining to me that there were people harassing her on Mizkif's alt Rumble streams, and they kept making new accounts over and over and over. And so,
what, to spam the N-word?
So she was actually getting harassed, and so about what tweet about Rumble, I said, yeah, y'all doing Cataclysm. So this is whenever Cataclysm Classic came out.
Right.
And so I just don't know what the fuck to talk about most of the time during it. Yeah, Rumble chat is also bad because they don't have any IP bans. So we're talking about people that are, you know, making repeated accounts. So this is, they don't have IP bans. Is it worse than my chat, though? This is obviously a joke, right?
Of course.
And it's like, you know, and not entirely, right? My chat can have some savages in it. And she said...
Savages?
Yes, because it's slow and it's the same 3 schizos, so you can make a new account every 10 seconds. I said, wait, what the fuck? And so people were continuing to make new accounts over and over and over. And then there was this one guy who was making new accounts and numbering them each time. He got up to 45. And I said, do you remember Hades? No, I don't. I never watched. He was from Train's chat. I never watched Train. I said he was the most legendary so this was about Hades.
Okay. So this is incredible. The extent to which the lies go. So basically they're talking about how to bypass chat control. That's what it is. It's clear. Because if you actually write the N-word, it's going to get blocked on YouTube. I guess not on Rumble. On YouTube, it's going to get blocked. So people get creative and write the 3 instead of the E. That's it. The 4 instead of the A, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, there is no A in the N-word unless you pronounce it with an A at the end. But you know what I mean. That's what this is, basically. Okay. Mizkif is a liar.
It was not about my password. It wasn't even about me. It was about Hades and me talking about how much of an idiot he was.
Unbelievable.
This is the Train's clip. Yes, and here's the context. So this entire thing was totally fucking manufactured. I was never having this as a fucking password. What the fuck are you talking about? This is a lie. It was a complete lie.
One would say a defamation case. Because the thing is that Mizkif said this, like, look, Asmongold is a racist, as if anybody cares anymore at this point. But it's not even the case. But I'm saying nobody cares. Nobody cares what you call us. Zero. But I want you to see this. Focus on this for a moment. Use your critical thinking hat, please. Mizkif said this. Look, Asmongold used the N-word and boasted about it and was all like, whatever. And as his password at 33 years old, can you imagine that? These right-wingers. And then all of Mizkif entourage and all the people, including Hassan Piker, by the way, they were all sharing it without fact-checking because they don't care about the truth. While suing everyone for defamation against them. So utilizing the fact that they have money as it's... and laughing at Charlie Kirk's death. I mean, how? This is why I will always support people like Asmongold. Always support, because at least it's about the truth. He can have a take that you don't like, but at least you know this guy's not gonna lie. Mizkif, however, Hassan Piker, those are all liars.
And so it was totally about another person, and she was complaining about getting harassed in his stream.
Ban Hades. Please ban Hades.
9 years ago.
Oh, someone PM me and explain Hades. Hades has been in my chat for 2 years, making over 800 new accounts, trying to say the N-word as much as he can, and we ban him. We probably ban him 30 times a night.
Yeah.
Please turn R2D2.
Every single, so basically this is what he did, right? He started using letters, words, like random, like, you know, Egyptian letters, hieroglyphics and shit. And so he would come up with these terms, right? And so he's the most legendary retard. He would come into Train's chat and spam the N-word. And he would keep coming up with all these crazy combination of words and numbers to make the N-word. And so then, and she's like, oh, that's, you know, it's funny because it's fucking ridiculous. So it was cut off right there. So this implies this was presented as if I was the one being creative, like coming up with this as a password. And the biggest irony for this is that this is the person that's suing me for defamation.
You should counter-sue him.
They sued me for defamation. The case got dismissed. Isn't that insane? I had all of this ready the day that it happened. And while it would have a almost 0% chance of affecting the lawsuit, that chance was not zero.
You know, smart man. I think, and you can see that he's not like he's not emotional. He's rational, and I appreciate that very much.
Case dismissed. Yes, there it is. Final order. Defendant Hort's amended motion to dismiss is granted.
Mizkif, Asmongold won.
And it sucks that, you know, a literal lie.
It's a lie. Yes.
This is a blatant, completely manufactured, totally invented. This is not a password. It had nothing to do with a password.
And he knows, by the way. Don't for a second think that maybe Mizkif misunderstood. No. This is the intent is to slander and defame. Because Mizkif is jealous of Asmongold. Because Asmongold is 10 times the man he will ever be. He will never be when it comes to Mizkif. And he's more successful. And these people, by the way, and when I say these people, I mean these kind of streamers, like Hassan Piker, like Mizkif, they're rich, but they want to be richer than you, and that doesn't work with Asmongold, which is why they hate him. So, like regular people, 9 to 5 plus second job, just to get to the end of the month, struggle, and then you have people like Piker, like Destiny, like Mizkif, all these other people, Denim, Frogan. Well, Frogan is freaking broke, but I'm saying the others, they have a lot of money. They want more millions, even though they already have millions. It's not enough. It's never enough. All of this while pretending to be the side that cares about the proletariat, class struggle, socialism, eat rich. And then they are mad, because, and I'm not making this up, Mizkif was jealous of his own girlfriend when she was his girlfriend. He was jealous because she was having more people in chat than him, even though he had over 20,000 people watching. But she had 30,000 and he couldn't stand it, even though if you love a person, their success is your success. But this is how jealous, envious these people are. And he was already making millions. But he wants more millions than you. I swear, these people are mentally ill.
Just because there's numbers and letters doesn't mean that it's a password. This was completely manufactured. And because of that, I have people thinking that I'm this huge racist that's saying the N-word privately, that me and Emiru are laughing about, ha, we're so racist. We were complaining about it.
There we go.
Can you sue for reputation damage? No.
No, please do.
Because
I agree with chat.
Nobody cares what he says. Like, I saw even Hassan retweeting this and other people retweeting this. And
see, that's what I'm telling you, guys. We are telling you the truth. We're telling you the truth. See? They retweet it without checking. Because they don't care. They just care about, oh, he's a right-wing grifter, so we will use whatever tactics. We don't care. But it's not the truth. It's a lie. Who cares?
Talking about this, you retweeted a lie from somebody like Mizkif in order to own me without even checking or thinking about this at all.
There we go.
You just assumed that what he was saying was the truth.
Despicable.
XQC commented on it. Let me see.
XQC commented on it. Well, I can't understand a word that guy says, so I mean, him commenting on it probably doesn't make much of a difference to me, but it would be hilarious if XQC was based on this. It's probably going to be based on this. Let's see.
See, and X remembers this.
He coming up with creative combinations and numbers. Oh, okay, chat, you know what? I don't think what Asmon said was bad at all.
Bro, I understand fluently spoken Japanese in business contexts and Mandarin. I can't understand this guy.
In this context, that makes absolute sense. Chat, do you have any idea how many filters we've had to write that are like this?
Okay, I understood that part. So he knows even before Asmongold spoke about it, SQC. I'm not a huge fan of SQC, okay? Because I don't like the fact that he leaves the chair and the stream goes on and the video, someone else says, I don't know if he still does that, but he used to do that. If he doesn't do that and he changed, then I'm happy. Then to be like, okay, then he's okay, he's fine. Whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter beyond the point. But what I'm saying is, even XQC fully understood it. It's like, yeah, of course this is a child fit. Everyone understands, who has any experience in the streaming space, understands immediately, oh yeah, they're talking about how to bypass chat filters.
Thousands
Who
to filter
cares?
these words.
I care because this is
Yes.
a person who's spreading a lie about me.
No, of course, yeah, who cares is out of place. Why is he even... I didn't even understand that he said it. I can't understand XQC. Please speak Mandarin to me. Please speak... 请问我会讲一些普通话 Speak Japanese お願いしますぜひぜひ日本語で話してください It's just I don't speak XQC-ish.
Alan is talking about some viewers coming up with combinations in the chat that will go through and not get picked up at AutoMod, so they can say the N word, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's just writing it like an example of a filter that you would put on for people that are writing like
Exactly.
he's writing like some alterations, like
That's exactly it.
buddy, this is correct. If
I'm taking Asmongold's words.
anything,
Exactly.
this isn't a racist. This is to prevent racism. So
Exactly. This isn't racist. This is to prevent racism. Yes.
I don't think
Exactly.
this is wrong at all. I
Exactly.
think it's just weird that people even try to
Exactly.
paint this in a way that it makes him look racist. I think it's stupid.
It was. It was completely misrepresentation.
Like this literally defends the chat from racists.
It does.
Yep.
Like what the fuck?
The thing is, like, I was gonna message him and like maybe a few of my other friends and be like, hey, you know, by the way, this is what really happened. But I figured to myself, I
Yeah, he figured it out.
was like, listen, like everybody's gonna see the truth of it one way or another. And so, because I don't want people think like if people think something about me that's true, I'm okay with that.
Of course.
But I don't want people thinking things about me that aren't even true.
Exactly the same with me. It's like when I made my entire series talking about Cleopatra, how she wasn't black, and I was talking, and then, oh, it's just a Metatron doesn't want to see black people on screen. No, it's you don't want to see white people on screen. If anything, that's you. But I don't care. As long as it's correctly represented, I never cared. Show me all the black people you want, but do it in a context that is real without race swapping white people, whether it be history, mythology, doesn't even matter. Comics at this point, video games. Do you want to talk about the ethnic cleansing of ginger hair, of redhead women? From all gaming, literally systematically replaced with black women? Fat. I mean, come on.
It's not even bad in his context. People are softer than baby shit. I understand that, but like I wouldn't want people to think that I'm like I tell a lot of racist jokes and I like racial jokes. I think they're funny, but I'm very clearly not a racist.
100%. But it doesn't matter, unfortunately, because it's the same with me. I'm very clearly not a racist. I only care about the historical truth and, you know, being decent to people in general. And I hate this whole situation whereby, oh no, you need to hate white people and delete all of our culture and history, but then we need to be respectful to minorities. No, how about be respectful to everyone? How about be nice to the people that deserve it and be strong against the motherfucker scum that hates us? And I'm talking about the illegal immigrants that come here just to for havoc or to, you know, all the nonsense that happens. But I don't have a problem with all immigrants. I have a problem with the immigrants that hate us. And that's how it works. I mean, I'm an immigrant myself, and I respect this country. I respect America. I passed the citizenship test. I learned it. I studied it. I'm here as someone who appreciates the country and wants to be a net positive to this country. And that's the reality of it. But even in the context of like black and white and this and that, I'm not going to take lessons on morality from people who absolutely operate in the basis of hatred towards a singled out group, aka white people. I'm not going to do that. So nobody cares that you think we are racists. We are not racists, however. And I know that in fact the meta right now is to say I'm a racist, so what? But I don't do that. I will never do that. If that's how you want to do it as a way to counteract and counterattack the people that act, you know, they call racist everyone, I understand it tactically. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that, so I'm not going to do it. But I am a fan of this. Like someone like Asmongold who's like, look, I do the racist jokes because I think they're funny. He's not pretending he doesn't do that. And I have no problems with that. Why? Because they're jokes. But he does say strongly he's not a racist, and I believe him, because it's the same thing to me. I am not a racist, but when people call me a racist, I tell them I am a grifter, far-right grifter. What you going to do about it? That's how it is. It's the only way. We have to make a stand.
I'm just not. Like, it's just all there is to it. Like, I mean, I don't know really what else to say.
You can see where this is going.
Blasmond pissed some people.
Look at that, the different eye.
Bro, like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay, like
you can see where this is going.
You can see where some of these lines
and you
are
see
going.
the little the side dot, and then the curse of, and then the Q's instead of G's. Oh my God, there's so many examples of this.
It's pretty obvious what that is.
Yes.
Okay, so I think it absolutely makes sense. In a sense, yeah, I guess I guess you could say it's maybe a little bit edgy to give an example in the middle of the chat. But
I don't think it's edgy at all. It's not a big deal.
It's not. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not edgy. What's edgy about it? Do we need to be scared? It's like it's literally the idea of if you are alone in a room and you say the N-word with a hard R, which, by the way, just on the basis of my accent, which is non-rhotic. I mean, I do say car, so of course I'm not gonna say it because I literally it's not my accent. So I guess I get a pass. But here's the thing: even if you did, nothing is gonna happen because that word is not magical. However, if I say it to a black person because I want to be mean to them, that's different. But these people don't, and I'm not saying XQC, but I'm saying in general, we live now in a reality, in a social reality, where we are fabricated with this construct that, no, you just can't say it. So, it's edgy to write it. Why? Asmongold didn't write it to a black person. And by the way, if he wrote it to a friend of his who is black, but they know that that person actually would think it's funny, even in that case, it wouldn't matter. It's the intent behind action and words that has lost all meaning with this mask-on parody of a society that we inhabit.
It's just a word. It's a conversation. It's a private conversation.
Exactly.
There's no
Private.
Context around it being racist.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it with any type of racial discriminatory intent. I'm just giving an
Precisely.
example of a word.
Yes.
It's the same as reading Huckleberry Finn. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I think I completely defend my decision to do it, and I do it
Good.
again.
Fantastic. I'll do it again. That's how you need to be, unapologetic.
context, it makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
Okay. If somebody were to crop one of my messages where I say, "Hey, by the way, here are all the filters for the chat today,"
And then it just shows the
and
filters.
I post it, and so he posts a screenshot.
Somebody's like, wow, XQC's... Dude,
Yeah.
XQC sent me the N-word
Yeah.
179 times. Why would he do that?
Yes, that's
yeah,
Mizkif
it'll look
right
pretty
there.
fucking bad.
Keep reading, Buster. He literally admits to ripping it back in the day.
Yeah, I did. I said the N-word all the time back in the day. I absolutely did. This is something really stupid. The ironic thing is that I do basically almost never say the N-word. I have verbal dyslexia. I don't want to accidentally say the N-word, so I actually don't say it. I don't want it to just come out. How many videos do I have of me saying...
You know what's funny? When it comes to me, I made up my mind many years ago. I would consider myself to be relatively classy when it comes to things like this. Like, I enjoy the F word because I think it's funny as a way to color a little bit a sentence. But in general, I don't really use profanities. And the one thing that I never do is to put the F word in between the name of the one being that I worship as a god. That one pisses me off. And every time that I react to someone, I cut it out as a way to respect my god. That's me, though, right? I wouldn't have the government prohibit you to do it. It's just that I prefer when people don't do it because there is no reason to put the F word near a name that other people consider worship. You know, I wouldn't do it with any other religion, by the way. Here's the thing, though. When it comes to slurs, I just don't use any slur. So I treat them all equally. I don't use the N-word, but I don't use the C-word for white people. I don't use the whatever word you could use for Asians. I don't use the G-word for Italians. I don't, even though I am Italian, because it actually annoys me that black people get to use the N-word, but so only one ethnic group is okay using it, but any other ethnic group is going to lose their career. It's ridiculous. So basically, I don't use any slur word, racial slur word at all, ever. I don't use them. And that's just me. And that's the same with the ones having to do with sexuality. And I don't use the F word for gay people. But at the same time, I find it weird that, once again, the F word for gay people, oh my gosh, you need to be fired. But for some reasons, members of the LGBTQ community can call straight people breeders. And that's okay? How is it okay?
the F word, homophobic
Double
F word
standards.
from like 15 years ago,
we
right? Well, my point was the different standards that different creators have, where it's like one person can say something and they can get canceled for it,
Yes.
and another person can say the same thing and they won't get canceled
True.
for it. Because I said that Pokimane tries to have a perfect persona.
Yeah, but he said that like a million times. It's not like you're gonna come to terms with at one point is that I don't agree. Like I don't think we should say it. I think it's bad if you said it. Okay, but at the end of the day, like it is what it is. Like he said that multiple times in the past. What are you gonna do about it? Like I can do anything about it. Like it is what
And
it
I
is.
wish
You just stop watching it.
I wish this guy enunciated. All he needs to do is slow down a little bit. Add a little bit. It's fine. I guess he's still super successful, so I suppose people love the broth that his speech is, and it's not for me, so whatever.
Or whatever, or
I think almost everybody used slurs back in the day. And as I said before, I've told a lot of jokes. I've said a lot of things with slurs around streamers privately, and they've said the same things around me. Not a single streamer at no point in my 10 years of being a streamer ever has said, that's not cool or don't say that. Not a single one ever. So just keep that in mind. This is all performative. It's
Of
all
course.
performative. This is all bullshit.
Yeah, he's right.
like it's not like he's gonna get banned or anything like that. Like
I actually don't really use the N-word a lot. That's what's crazy is I really just don't. Like, it's word filtered in most places, and I got suspended on WoW for using it so many times. I don't want to have it in my... Streamers used to say it on Twitch until 2016. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, and I don't want to show the XQC thing about that, but like, yeah, I mean, he's said other things. I'm sure, I mean, like, has XQC never said the N-word? I mean, come on, like, what are we talking about? And so, like, I mean, it's just, it's... I mean, again, like, I don't think it's really... Anyway, the point is that this was completely manufactured.
You know what's funny? If I had, because I've had interactions with people in the Afrocentric community, and they have done the worst possible. The same stuff that happened to him happened to me with the Afrocentric community and a few other left-wing creators like Freda and Professor Dave that made hate pieces, defamatory hate pieces full of lies about me. And those communities, they attack. But with the Afrocentric community specifically, there are some creators that, of course, use the racist card, the victim card, and say that I'm racist and all that. I never called any of those the N-word, because I very much prefer to just call them piece of shit scum. I find it much better. I think it really conveys, because it's much stronger to me. Also, as a way to insult them. You piece of shit, you degenerate. I prefer that 1,000 times. You have no honor. That's what I tell them, because that's all their fault, right? Even if, and I don't believe that, but even if I believed that some ethnic groups were inferior to others, well, that wouldn't be their fault now, would it? Even if I believed it, it would be a genetics problem. No, I do think it is their fault instead, what they're doing, because they're behaving like they are a disgrace. And so I don't need to go the genetic route, even if I was someone who believed in racial superiority of one race over another. And it's much stronger to say, you're a piece of shit, you're scum, you're a vermin. That's what I tell them.
Without saying anything crazy, this is directly from a public Discord, just this thing. Just to let you know, nobody will get paid for any misinformation posts. I said, this is all factual. We need nothing but the facts. If you posted vague lies, you will not be paid. So, and this is another thing, is that Mizkif has engaged in, this is really important to keep in mind, that he is engaged in, so like, are you not going to pay yourself now?
Exactly.
He is engaged in financial compensation and a paid campaign in presenting information like this. Like, I mean, basically, he's presenting information like this.
What a loser, someone says in chat. Absolutely.
He's saying, I'm not going to pay you for misinformation, while he is the one who's posting the misinformation. So he is financially incentivizing people to make up and to bring up and then spread a literal lie. He should delete this post and apologize.
He's absolutely right. He'll never do it, though. He will never do it. The only people who do the apology are the centrists, the conservatives, and the apolitical people. They will do apologies when they don't need to, like Emiru did. And I have nothing against Emiru, but she shouldn't have done that apology with the whole situation of people wanting her to talk about ICE. And she's like, guys, I don't want to talk about politics. And then they went after her, and then she apologized. Don't apologize, ever. But people like Mizkif, they will never apologize. They want you to apologize. and then it doesn't matter, of course. It's just a humiliation ritual at that point. But then they will never apologize, even though they are actually in the wrong. This is wrong, what he has done. He will never apologize because they have no honor, as I always say. Honor is a concept. They don't even know what the word means.
He should.
Yes.
This is a lie.
Yes.
He knows it's a lie about me hitting on her. Oh, I'm so cool, I used the N-word. Or me using it as a password. This was totally manufactured. Yeah, and this is, by the way, this is what I and also Emiru have had to go through for the last, I guess 10 months or something like that. 9 months, whatever it is. If you can watch the full video and like and comment, I will give you $10 cash for watching the video. It would help me if you could. It cannot be on mute. It has to be listening to it. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel again. So he's literally out there paying people to watch his content.
Can you imagine? If that's not a loser, I don't know what else is. That's irrelevancy, and this is the one thing that scares them the most. Irrelevancy. Someone like Mizkif, who is so, and even Piker, of that matter, they are okay risking prison. They're okay risking anything, but irrelevancy. Because the split second that they don't have those tens of thousands of people watching, they are terrified. Terrified. Because it's all about the ego, continuous ego boost. It's a poison that is addictive.
He's going on a paid ad campaign to spread, at least in this circumstance, a verifiable lie.
Yes.
This is a verifiable lie, and he's paying people to spread and boost it on social media.
Yep.
So anytime that you see anybody saying anything favorable to him, any of these Clipper channels, it's probably because they're getting paid.
Once again, if you care about the truth, do not follow the likes of Mizkif. Just don't. Follow Asmongold.
Is that not illegal? I don't care if it is or not. I don't want to get involved legally. Like, it would have to get a lot worse for this to be a legal thing that I'd want to have resolved. Literal paid campaigns to fill this out, a Google document, so he can give people $10 for watching a YouTube video. Keep this in mind. That is the slimiest, fucking shadiest shit you can do. And
it's pathetic. Mizkif is pathetic. Absolutely.
This is another one, too. I deleted some bot comments that were just spammed and accidentally clicked and selected all and deleted 2K comments. If you guys can, give the video another watch and comment again.
Fucking competent. This guy doesn't even know how to click.
And this is all at the same time that he's been suing me for defamation. This is only about this circumstance. There are other pieces of information that I want to address, but I'm not going to be addressing that information today.
Can you imagine? Yeah, what a loser snake. You're right, Barth Malevolence. You're absolutely right. It's a loser snake. But think about it. All the money between the lawyers, the defamation campaign, lawsuits, the paying for this, and probably he's boosting all of his posts as well with money. That's what he's doing. All the money that this individual is wasting, that he could have used at this point to help his own family, maybe, to help for his future, to build a family in the future, to, goodness gracious, if you want to burn money, give it for cancer research for children. No, it's just for this malevolent, angry defamation campaign against Asmongold on the basis of jealousy and envy. It's literally like, don't give money to these people. They don't deserve the money. They don't deserve it. It's just like Professor Dave being paid, financially rewarded to lie about people. That's it.
And how tickets work, let me see here.
Disgusting.
Installing the Renato wait, what the hell is this?
But it's not over. It's not over. There is more. That's because it takes me forever to edit these videos and post them, so things happen in the meantime. Asmongold won, but Emiru isn't safe yet from legal mindset. Let's have a look.
Mizkif taking an epic court fail as Asmongold gets a giant W. We're going into it today on the Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney. Now, this is something I've been following for a while because this is a fascinating case involving many streamers, their corporations, and really it has ramifications for defamation and also a certain type of claim out there. And we're already setting some precedent here in what's been going down. So I'm going to get into today the nitty gritty of exactly what went down in the latest filing in the Mizkif case. So anytime you see the language that says plaintiff, just put Mizkif's name in there.
Okay.
He's the guy who has brought this claim against the plethora of people that he thinks have wronged him. Now, of course, amongst those, of course, the prime defendant here is Emiru, who is not off the hook. But even with Emiru, her chances of winning seem to be going up based on the latest filing and what happened. And of course, we have the Roach King over here in his glorious rainbow shirt. He was a defendant in this case, but now things have changed in his favor. So what exactly happened? What exactly went down? Well, first we need to get into this law called...
By the way, when it comes to the shirt, rainbows, I would like to underline, we should reclaim rainbows because rainbows look great. You know, the rainbow with all the colors is beautiful, and it's a biblical sign of the alliance of God with the people and the promises. So we should need to... I hate this thing that now we look at rainbow and we go, can we regain it? Can we do that?
The Ending Forced Arbitration of Assault and Harassment Act, right? So it is a specific act involving a specific type of, once again, legally, right? We're talking about legal definitions here of SA or SH. And this was meant to keep people who signed pre-dispute arbitration agreements from being forced into silence.
Okay.
This is meant to keep victims from being essentially bullied by these agreements, which they may have signed without really thinking about it, or maybe even under duress, or saying, hey, you're not going to get this job or position, or we're not going to enter into this agreement with you unless you sign this. So essentially, this is...
It was a little light out of sync there. I don't know what happened. Must be like Mizkif trying to send black magic with...
to stop people, victims, from being bullied and forced into these secretive agreements that might go down during an arbitration. Because arbitration has its benefits, but one of the things is it isn't as transparent. People don't get to see what goes on in that arbitration. So that's one of the key things here. And in this case, we have to focus on, and the judge specifically focuses on the fact that this was meant to keep victims, underline that, victims from being forced into secretive arbitration.
Okay.
So what went down in this latest ruling from the judge in this case? Well, let's look at the exact text here, and this is fascinating. So they go on to say, the judge says, plaintiff, that's Mizkif, claims that the word involving in an SA dispute definition is so broad as to make the EFAA's treatment of SH and SA entirely different. So he's trying to break those things out.
His lawyers are, but yes.
For his own benefit to make his case. However, both definitions contain broad language involving, related to, but neither sweeps so broadly as to mean the person alleging conduct constituting an SH dispute or SA dispute, i.e. the person who may elect to avoid arbitration is in fact the person accused of or denying either SA or SH.
Goodness gracious, legal stuff. I swear, I am happy that what I did at university was like trying to figure out Japanese, Mandarin Chinese. In fact, Japanese in the feudal period, I'd take Heian with all the kanji only. I'd take that over figuring this out.
Now, this is huge. What this is saying is that the perpetrator, right, the person who is being accused of perpetrating, the person who is not the victim,
so the alleged perpetrator
here, but the person who is alleged, right? There's an allegation here out there that person can use it to their benefit. The law was constructed to help the victim, not the perpetrator, but the construction that Mizkif wants, he wants this arbitration prevention to work for him as a person who was, once again, allegedly by Emiru in her quote-unquote emotional truth, the perpetrator. And the judge did not buy that at all whatsoever. In fact, they go out to say that we're going to reject that argument and take up the recommendation of the magistrate.
I'm waiting for when he moves to Asmongold's victory.
Judge, the magistrate judge Susan Hightower, who gave her recommendations earlier this month. So if you look into this, it says that they adopt the recommendations. So it's ordered that OTK, Mythic, King, their motion to compel arbitration is granted. So they win.
So it's also Asmongold. Fantastic. Also, I guess. But what's interesting is that it doesn't really matter at this point, because as long as it's a Mizkif L, I will rejoice in it. I will rejoice in it, because do remember that he rejoiced in the death of Charlie Kirk. Right? So there is that.
So Mythic, OTK, and King, they're getting what they want, which is arbitration. So they're taking a win there. Next, it says litigation of counts 1 and 3 of their complaint is stayed. So that's the counts that related to OTK, Mythic, King. So those are stayed pending the arbitration. So now it's got to go to arbitration as to OTK, Mythic, and King. Because once again, Mizkif can't use this to get out of arbitration. It also says, and here's the catch, that defendant Shunk, that's Emiru's motion to dismiss, is denied. So Emiru does take an L here, and Mizkif does get a tiny W, but there's a but. And you've always got to read the but.
There's always a but.
But plaintiff Misriendo, that's Mizkif, shall submit a more definite statement on or before August 10th. So we're going to have in just a week or two, or 2 weeks, Raul, at this
2 weeks. There is no way that guy can keep his mouth shut. So he's going to do more defamation in the next 2 weeks. He can never win. He doesn't have the emotional maturity. He's too much of an egotistical lunatic.
point. We're going to have him coming forward with this, identifying each statement that Emiru said which alleges to be defamatory. So he's going to have to go and pick out every single specific statement, including exact quotes from her live stream. So before, Mizkif was being vague, saying that, oh, I've been defamed, etc., but he wasn't saying this exactly is the thing. And the judge is agreeing with what we actually said previously on this stream, what others have said, what Asmon said as well, which is, what exactly did these people say, Asmon, Emiru?
I mean, anyone would ask that question, even if you're not in the law,
etc. What did they say that is defamatory? Now, Asmon, as we're going to see, is out of this, but even as to Emiru, the judge needs more than what Mizkif has given so far. Then he's got to say, how is it untrue? Because if a statement is true, then, well, it can't be defamatory.
Of course.
And the last part is how it harms him. So even if he's able to say, okay, here's a quote, this is not true, but if it has no harm, then it's not going to be something that's going to be actionable, right? So now he's got to jump through all of these hurdles, even with Emiru. So while he gets that W, he's got to put in work, him and his lawyers, to go through with each statement and say exactly how that harms him. And that's going to be a little bit...
I don't know if Mizkif actually thought he was going to win this. I personally think he's doing it to make the other people's lives hell. Now, Asmongold doesn't care, because that guy's indestructible. But when it comes to Emiru, I'm sure he was just doing it to, in my opinion, to emotionally drain her. He does it as payback. It's just that. He's mad, and he does this kind of stuff, hoping to make these other people's lives hell.
Bit of a challenge for him, and let's see how his lawyers and him come up with that response. The other thing here is that Asmon gets the win. It's finally ordered that defendant Hoyt's amended motion to dismiss count is granted. So, boom. Asmon gets the W.
Yes.
However, it's dismissed without prejudice, and that's signed July 10th by Robert Pittman, U.S. District Judge. So just in case you guys don't know, and this is very important for you guys to understand with any legal case, there's with prejudice and without prejudice. In the legal context, without prejudice really means without loss or waiver or any right or privileges. So in this case, that means that it is possible, theoretically, hypothetically, it is possible that Mizkif could refile later against Asmongold.
He'll do it.
So while
he doesn't know how to take an L, it's too prideful of an individual. He'll do it.
Asmongold's case is dismissed. It is possible, if there were some new facts or something else came out, or there was some discovery that came out, it is possible that he could come back and try to swing against Asmon again. Now, I don't think that's a wise choice. I don't think that's going to be a
wise And Mizkif?
winning strategy. But of course, we don't know yet. There may be more discovery where he'll try to find a fact and come against Asmon again. So let's turn over to my judgment here. So in judgment, Asmongold has been completely cleared at this point, right? Until we get, until and unless there's more secret facts out there, there's something we don't know. Asmongold's off the hook. OTK, Mythic, King, they get a W with compelling arbitration. And then Mizkif now needs to specifically go through, do the work with his lawyers, and explain how each statement was defamatory, how it was false, and how it harms him. That's going to be a significant hurdle for Mizkif. And then Mizkif still has a chance. So I don't want to say at this point, once again, you never know with cases. They can take wild and crazy turns. So I want to be conservative here in my assessment, saying, yes, it is possible that Mizkif could find some facts and come against Asmongold again. It's possible he could prevail against Emiru. But at this point, his window for victory is narrowing. It's becoming harder and harder for Mizkif. And this is the point at which I would say to Mizkif, are you really committed to taking this all the way, or would a settlement really make you happy, bro? Would you be okay with some form of settlement?
No, it won't be. It's not enough. He is too enamored with himself. He can't do it. He has a giant ego. Remember, this is the guy who was angry and said his life was over. He was so mad. He didn't use those words specifically, but he was so angry and mad and jealous because he only had 20,000 viewers, while Emiru, his girlfriend, had 30,000, and that was enough for him. I'm happy when I get 500 viewers. This guy, his life is over. Oh, so this just because he needs to have more than you. He doesn't care that he's rich millionaire. It doesn't matter. He needs to have more than you. So yeah, this is Mizkif we are talking about. But you know what? Thank you, Legal Mindset. The reality is, Asmongold is the winner, and Mizkif is the loser. I'm going to make the thumbnail saying that, and I love it. If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to tell it how it is, regardless of any possible backlash, please support this channel on Patreon. Any support helps me and my team of academics keep the channel strong and gives us the means to fight back against the political rewriting of history. Stand with us, form the wall, defend the truth.